the translator is trying to explain or to give you the context of the conversation and to fill in the pieces. So the bold is the best effort at direct translation. The non-bold is the interpretation to try to build a narrative or a story to help you understand what's going on.
Where's Rashi?
Okay? Rashi's not here. Okay? This particular English translation puts it into terms of personalities, what is the halakha or the Jewish legal approach, and if there's a very interesting kind of take on Rashi, it might make its way into the marginalia as well, or into the actual commentary and non-bold-faced material. If one wanted, in this particular book, the way that the pages of the Talmud are actually written out is that you actually do have Rashi, and Rashi is also voweled, which makes Rashi a bit more accessible in this version. So different versions of the Talmud, or the printing of the Talmud, do this in different ways.
So what do you buy? You're buying this every time you go in there? Oh.
Yes. Okay. No, because we have this one here in the temple. So I was like, why don't I collect the other one? So
You're taking him in business.
I'm not the only one.
Oh, I know, it's a beautiful store.
How much one of those books are?
This is it's $32.
No, the other one.
These are about $40 each. So, I mean, it's over 7 years, so
It's a ton of books, yeah.
it's a ton of books. It's I like books.
Literally.
You need an addition.
We need.
An addition.
So, okay. I guess final questions for this evening. I don't think, being that it's 8:45, it probably doesn't pay to get into the text tonight. It would probably make more sense to start that next week. Everybody in agreement?
And what we start next week is going to be this page,
Yes.
so we can read from this.
Yes, was that? I could, yes, if you would like to read them, we're going to start with what time of day do the rabbis in the Mishnah say you say the Shema, and we're going to build on that conversation, and I'm going to walk you through that. Is that, or if you want to start that now, I'm happy to start that now. Okay, next time? We're on kind of overload? Excellent. Okay, Al, and then Carl, and that's, okay.
Aramaic preceded Hebrew and
Yes.
source from.
Yes.
Source from.
Aramaic was the language of the commoners, and Hebrew was the language of the nobility, but Aramaic as a language is older than Hebrew. Okay, Carl?
Okay, as you go through this, my general sense is that we go from original writings and we go through time periods. And we keep going, in effect, a spiral out of the time periods. Just out of curiosity, as you're reading this, do you see time periods making the big difference in how you're interpreting this as you're reading it?
I have to admit that I'm not reading it as closely as that, but I would love to go back and be able to do that. Sometimes that's also the peril of doing this at 10 o'clock at night after a full work day and looking after my kids too. And it's, so some of it's just the reality of getting through it. Some of it is, I would love to do more research to understand the timing of the personalities and how that creates the text. And in preparing for a conversation next Thursday, I might try to bring you some of that material as to who is this rabbi and when does he come from. I'm sorry that, I also have to put this out there. There are a lot of places where this text is deeply misogynistic. It's very much a boys' club text. And that's not to just...
The whole religion was a boys' club.
I mean, I'm not...
So?
I'm not... And in no sense am I trying to discourage anybody from studying this or learning this. What I'm saying is that there are voices and there are parts of this text where women are missing. And where a woman's perspective, I think, would be most welcome.
Especially the section labeled women.
So you're inviting the women here to actually augment the Talmud with more Talmud.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. Joe, you had a question before, did we? Okay. Steve, and then I think we're... Yes.
Real quick, it seems to me, like when you study the history of science, Newton was in a different time zone than Galilei and so on, but if you have a historical perspective, and I used to study Talmud with the Orthodox, okay? And they do go through the different time periods, but without the historical context. So it seems to me, unlike that in science, when you had the historical context, it's pretty hard to know, without the historical context, why they were thinking the way they were. You just have what their opinions are, but it's almost like it's out of context, even though it's a time period.
No, I have my teacher, Dr. Goldman, in my head. One of my favorite quotes that he said, which is, "No literature is written in a vacuum." Just as in the context of this class, and this is what makes it a joy to look at this material over the next couple of sessions with everyone here, and I appreciate all the questions and things that you brought this evening, is that we're not going to just look at what time did the rabbis say the Shema in the 3rd century. We're going to ask the question, what is the Shema, and why do we say it, and what's the importance of saying it, and if we do say it, why do we say it, and if we don't say it, why don't we say it, and does it matter what time we say it? I think that makes sense.
Well, they also have to be talking about where they pulled it from.
Right, but it's the joy of being an adult learner is that we pull from our own life journeys, and we can only reflect it across that because we don't live in a vacuum. And so we bring our voice to the text, and that's how we keep it alive. Okay, anybody who wants to join us for prayers is welcome to do so. Thank you all for joining. If you have questions about anything, I'll be right here. If you have any questions about any of the material that we've looked at or anything that's confusing, send me a message or give me a call, please.
That's phone.